Welcome back. Will Worsham joins us now for this week's Speaking Legal discussion, where he answers a viewer's legal question right here on the air. How you doing, Will?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I'm okay.
Good to see you.
All right, here we go. Here's the question. Fairly often when I am driving through traffic, someone on a motorcycle zooms around me far over the speed limit and cuts between myself and the car beside me. Between the cars. Here's my question. Is this dangerous action on the part of the cyclist legal? Secondly, if the cyclist wipes out and is hurt or killed, what is the possibility that I am liable?
Okay.
Good question.
Good question. Couple of issues there. One, by the terms of the question there, if the motorcyclist, we'll assume, is speeding over the speed limit, obviously that's not legal.
That's not legal.
We're speeding.
Ding.
Additionally, we're talking about the weaving in and out of traffic. That can be considered careless and imprudent driving, which also is illegal. It's a separate offense, carries with its own range of punishment on top of all that type of stuff. So obviously what's happening here is not legal. The speeding really fast, the weaving in and out.
And it's not smart. And it's scary, frankly.
It's absolutely not smart. It's very scary. Of course, you see people in cars doing the same thing from time to time.
True, but you know, what you see a lot of times is when some of the bike riders do it, they feel they have enough room between these things.
You mean a bicycle?
No, I mean a motorcycle, a bike
motorcycle,
rider.
But both do it from time to time.
But they'll zip. They have what they perceive as plenty of room, but there's this, half-ton car following that can't stop quickly. It's really unnerving.
Yeah, and I think, that's the thing, is stepping out of kind of the legal realm here just a little bit. That's what I think kind of offends the rest of us is, look, you may die. It may be your own fault, but if I'm the instrument of that, because of your stupidity, I'm not going to feel good about that scenario.
Probably not. Exactly.
And so, even though you're on the motorcycle, you're the one that's going to get injured and probably not somebody else. You have to consider there's somebody else's psyche, somebody else's emotions that are coming into the scenario.
And we're not knocking bike riders. There are a lot of great bike riders out there and everything, and some of them are better drivers than I know it.
Sure. But I've seen
this. But there are those cases.
You just wonder if somebody has a death wish or something, because it does happen. And my daughters and I saw this once on Highway 65, full speed, and this guy, I didn't know he was there till he was in front of you. And you think, what if he was in my blind spot? And I moved over at just the wrong time, and my daughters saw this whole thing happen. Well, a couple of miles up the road, the officer had stopped him. And I said, that officer might have saved this person's life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, if something happens, and we've had this discussion here about what to do if you're in an accident.
Sure.
What do you do? I mean, you'd probably have a lot of witnesses, assuming there wasn't a pileup.
Sure. Well, like everything else we've talked about, you want to document everything that you can. That's where those smartphones come in handy. You can either be very overt about it. You can take pictures. You can start taking video if you feel uncomfortable about that.
And you want to call for help if someone's hurt, of course.
Oh, absolutely. First things first, take care of the injuries. But if you're talking about documenting things for your own protection from a liability standpoint, then you want to preserve as much evidence as you can, pictures and video. If nothing else, turn on that voice memo app on your phone and just record the audio. If people are talking, get all that on audio. You can record that. The liability section of that question is a little bit interesting. Obviously, if somebody's engaged in reckless behavior and injures themselves, you're not liable about that just because you happen to be in the vicinity. The scenario where I think it gets a little dicey is that person whips out in front of you, slams on their brakes.
You've hit them from behind.
And you've hit them from behind.
I know.
That's what's really scary, because those motorcycles, they can accelerate fast, they can stop a lot faster than a car can.
Oh, so much faster.
So you could absolutely find yourself in a kind of a dicey situation there, and then you would definitely want to get some witnesses around and say, hey, listen, this is what happened before that impact, because it's going to make all the difference in the world. Yeah,
and you do see people sort of react and tap their brake, and you think you could literally have a pileup and just a tragedy. So just be careful out there.
Document everything. First things first, call a lawyer.
All right, Will, thank you so much. If you have a legal question for Will, email him at wworsham@color10.com, and he will answer your question on the show, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Sweet.
All right, coming up next, Ellen Rohr is here to give out some timely tax tips for small business owners. Do not go away. Be right back. Love the hat.
Today at 5.